A lot of people were saying that Chrisean was lying when she accused Tashiki of SAing her when she was 7 years old. Zeus decided that it would be a great idea to air the part where Chrisean tells Tashiki and America that she forced her to eat her box when she was 7 years old. I wanted to dive a little deeper into this subject and share my experiences with you guys. Before I go any further, let me formally introduce myself, since you beautiful people have thought it not robbery to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hi, my name is Renee, and I am a new content creator in these YouTube streets. I cover all sorts of topics: celebrity gossip, celebrity rumors, regular people rumors. I even cover comedy things. I even cover stuff to make you laugh because I love to laugh. So, but just know that I am real. I'm going to always keep it real. I'm going to always keep it 100 with you. And I'm going to always share my opinion. And just know that your opinion is welcome. It doesn't matter if your opinion is different than mine, your opinion is welcome. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about it. For the people saying that Chrisean is lying, I just have to say this. I totally understand what she went through as a child. There's a difference between me and Chrisean. Chrisean was raised, her mother was on drugs. She had 11 siblings, and I'm not sure if they were from the same parents, mom and dad. Not sure if that matters, but I'm just pointing out the obvious. And I'm not sure if dad was in her life, you know what I mean? But me, I was adopted when I was 3 years old. My adopted parents, they adopted me and they adopted three boys. And the three boys came from different homes. Well, the two older ones came from Detroit, Michigan. They're biological siblings. And then I have a younger brother that came from another home. And so that's how our family makeup was. My mother and father, they were successful, or they are successful. My dad was an engineer. My mother was over the WIC program for the state of Florida. So I had successful parents. And from the outside looking in, you would look at my house as though we were like the Huxtables. That's the best way I can put it. But people didn't know what all was going on inside of our home. And I think that's where people are getting the Chrisean situation messed up. Yes, yes, those were her siblings. I get that. And I know that sounds nasty. That sounds so gross to have your siblings touching on you. But it happens. And I know that it happens because I grew up around this. Like, I literally, my brother that I grew up with, the oldest one, he would make me do things with his friends, his friends from school, his friends in the neighborhood. It didn't matter. And I had neighbors that were brothers and sisters. Sometimes we would go over to their house, and my brother would take me with him, and he would force me and the sister to do things to him and the brother. Went through that from the age of 8 to the age of 15. My mother knew. She knew what was going on. She blames me. She called me. She told me I was a tramp. I was a slut. I was a whore. She called me names. Even though she worked for the state of Florida. See, that's the difference, because we're talking about, if you look at this whole Diddy situation, people with money, they tend to do weird things. Well, that was the situation that we were in. Even though my parents had money, they knew the difference between right and wrong. They still did bad things. Like my dad, he has never been faithful to my mother. Never, ever, 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 ever. And there's so much that I'm finding out now. I'm 45 years old, so there's a lot of things that have come to light now. And there was a time when I was angry at my brother, where I felt like my life was a failure because of him. But then when I figured out exactly what happened, and all of this was rolled out to me probably about a year ago. They had a death in the family, so they had to go to a funeral. The two older boys, and they saw like a lot of their family members there, and their family, like, they are, my two older brothers are blood related to my adopted dad. Those are his nephews. So when they went to the funeral, they found out a lot of stuff about my adopted dad, stuff that was being confirmed, that throughout the years I noticed how creepy he was. I noticed how my friends would be uncomfortable around him. I've had friends complain to me about how my dad would just be so flirtatious and things, and it's embarrassing. But what can I do? You know what I'm saying? But I had to heal from that, you know. But when I found out exactly what happened and how my brothers were manipulated and abused as well. The person who abused my oldest brother was supposed to be his aunt, and she was evil, and she would make them, do have she would make them have oral sex with her, and she would force them to do that. So in his mind, that's all he knew. And then I can just remember growing up, all the girls loved him. Like all the girls just loved my brother. They loved him. His nickname when he was a teenager was Dick 'em Down, because he had so many females. Just, I mean, it was beyond me, crazy. But I always noticed that he dealt with so much perversion in his life, and I always prayed for him. And I'm so glad that I did, because now, present day, my brother, I saw him like around the holidays last year, and he has grown up so much. He has a job that he's been on for a few years. You know what I'm saying? He's not hustling no more. Like he's really doing what he has to do to get his life together, and I'm proud of him. He's not out there giving his body away to all these women and taking it like he used to take it. And even messing with the young girls, because he had a problem with that. He had a problem with messing with young girls. So how does this tie into Chrisean? Sean mentioned playing house. Yes, that was that's exactly how it would start. Playing house. Let's play house. I be the mama, you be the daddy. That was the typical game for us children when we went playing around each other. And there was another game that my brother would play whenever we would have company, and it was hide and seek. And I used to hate when he would say hide and seek, because whenever he would count, he would pull me and make me stay with him while everybody else went and hid, and he would do stuff to me while everybody else was hidden. So, I did not like playing games with him, because I knew that his games were not just games. You know what I'm saying? And I think what really changed my life is because I was the only child up until I was about 6, and then my parents adopted my youngest brother. And so it was just us two, and everything was good. And then when my two older brothers' mother passed away, they ended up having to come live with us. And that's when my life went to hell. I was 8 years old. My life literally went to hell, because they came with all these damn habits that only they knew about. They came with all these they introduced me to this world that I was not used to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at Chrisean and I'm listening to the things that she's saying. I do not believe that she's lying. Do I believe that she said it at a bad time? Hell yeah. But I believe she purposely said it when she said it, how she said it, the way that she said it. She did all of that on purpose. She did it while she was holding her baby, because she knew that Tashiki wasn't going to swing on her if she had that baby. So she basically used her baby as a shield, which is wrong. And then you said it on national television. That's not something that you want to broadcast over national television. Like, come on, let's be serious. And then what you said, you did not have to say that. You didn't have to say it like that. You didn't have to say you forced me to eat your when I was 7. Like you didn't have to say that. You you did it for a reason, to get a reaction. Now you want to cry victim. But do I believe that it happened? Yes, I do. I do. But I believe Krishan is at that phase in her life where she's angry, she's bitter. She's held it in for so long, and now it's time to come out. And she's gonna let the people know how the hell she feels. That's just how I believe it is. But I know there's a lot of people that have went through this with their siblings. Like I said before, it is very embarrassing. Even me getting on here talking about it is embarrassing, and I hope and pray he doesn't ever see this video, because I don't want to embarrass him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, yes, he's my brother, yes, he's my abuser, but he's also, we were children at the time, and I have to remember that we were children. And even with Krishan, y'all were kids. You have to find it in your heart to forgive Tashiki. And what she really needs to do is find the root of the problem. It may take some digging around. But she needs to find the root of the problem. Exactly why. What happened to Tashiki? Why is she the way that she is? You mentioned that she was really fast when she was younger. There's a reason for that. Girls ain't just fast because they want to be. They're fast because someone forced them to be. I don't know if this changes your perception of Krishan and what she said. I don't know if this changes your stance, your opinion on whether she's lying or not. I don't know. And then too, it's not my job to change your opinion. It's just my job to just share. I'm sharing my experience with you. And I'm just letting you know that it does happen. It happened to her. I don't know. I wasn't there. But has it happened to somebody? Yeah. It happened to me, and I'm a survivor. And I thank God for that every day, that I'm not sitting around here, out of my mind, because I could be. Let me know down below what you guys think.